Okay, what is up, YouTube? Anthony here. So, as you can tell, I'm on the fly, I'm on the go. I'm currently getting some fasted cardio in, and it's actually been a while since I've done fasted cardio. I don't know if you guys could tell through the camera, but I'm actually pretty tired. Like, I woke up just feeling pooped out. I wish I was still in bed, but the Lord blessed me with this day, woke me up, and then I realized I need to make things happen and I need to make this video for you guys. So if you guys clicked on this video, then obviously you guys are looking, cars passing by, you guys are looking to improve your health and lose weight, because at the end of the day, I think we all could benefit from learning and hearing somebody out on it. So if you clicked on this video, thank you, and I appreciate you. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Maybe you didn't you didn't know about before and now you do. Yeah. So 5 things I want to cover. 5 things you need to know in order to lose weight. Are you ready? So, and these are 5 things that I didn't always know when I started. I kind of learned on the go, just researching on YouTube, asking my peers, my experience in PE, different things. So I didn't have all these answers all at once. I didn't have all this information, which is a big reason why and how it got me into the fitness industry as a personal trainer, because I wanted to, once I found out how to do it, I wanted to give back to people and show people how to do it. So I think this is probably gonna be one of the most powerful videos I've made so far, just because of the content. I want to give you guys all the content. So enough of me talking, let's start. So let me switch arms, not used to holding camera. Okay. All right, so first thing you need to know is calories. What is a calorie? Why do people talk about it? Why does it matter for me to lose weight? Okay, so calories are very important because, well, let's break down what a calorie is first. A calorie is basically energy coming off any food you eat, anything you eat or drink. It's supposed to be energy that's through the thermic effects of food. It's broken down into your body, gives you energy. So that's what a calorie is. So we all require calories. All our food and most drinks that we drink on a daily basis have calories. So most people let me phrase that. Okay, so calories are important. You need to find out where you're at to maintain your current weight, and then you got to be put into what is called a caloric deficit. So a caloric deficit basically means you're under your maintenance level. So we'll go with the 2,000 calorie diet. If that's what you require to maintain your weight right now, then you got to go at least 200 to 500 calories below that in order for you to burn fat and burn it successfully. If you go too low, you're gonna start dropping weight too fast and you won't be able to retain any lean muscle, which is not what you want to do, because then what happens is you start losing a lot of water weight, nutrients, and muscle mass, and not healthy and does not look good. So I'm wearing this for the long haul, so that's kind of the range you want to get to, between 200 to 500 calories below. Obviously depending on your goal or how long you've been trying to lose weight, it's kind of the range you'll fall into. And I can go into way more details about calories, but we'll leave it at that. That's what a calorie is, and you need to be aware of it. You don't have to be super strict on knowing every single detail of all the food you eat when it comes to calories, but you need to become conscious of how many calories there are in the food you eat and the drinks you drink. So switch arms again. Okay, so calories is number 1. You need to know what they are, how many of them you need, and what your game plan is going to be when it comes down to calories. Okay, number 2 is macronutrients. So this is actually, well, they're all big points, but this is one that I never really focused on until recently. but it might even be more important than calories themselves, because macronutrients is the three main categories of food that we must consume for our bodies to run. So that includes protein, carbohydrates, and fats. So protein is your basic muscle building, tissue building, recovery macronutrient. So that's why you hear oftentimes bodybuilders are all about the protein, because to a certain extent you don't need a lot of protein. I've heard studies that vary between 0.7 up to a pound and a half. Yeah, between that 0.7 to about a pound and a half of a gram, 7 to 1.5 grams per body weight. So like for me right now, I'm consuming about 140 grams. I'm weighing 164 probably as I'm making this video. So switching hands again. Man, this is testing my deltoid. So it's a workout either way for me. But yeah, so that actually varies depending on your goal. I find myself that you don't need a lot of protein. So like sticking to the lower end of it is actually fine. Like the 0.7, 0.82, that kind of range. You really don't need a whole lot of protein. But protein will help your muscles stay lean, help your muscles not fade away and weaken. It actually helps other things as well. Like, dang, I'm blanking out for the YouTube. But protein does more than just that. Second is carbohydrates. And it's funny, like, no, it's not funny. It's crazy. Carbohydrates are probably the most, how do I say it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, people confuse carbohydrates the most. Like, what I'm trying to say is people tend to associate carbohydrates as bad carbs. Like, oh my gosh, carbs are bad. I can't eat carbs. They're gonna make me fat, blah, blah. So first off, carbs are not going to make you fat. First, we need to discuss what are carbs. So carbohydrates, they're basically the primary source of fuel for your body. So our brain actually runs off carbs first before anything else. So that's why it's very important to include it in your diet, and never go on a no carb diet. That's an accident waiting to happen, because like I just said, your brain runs off carbs. You don't want your brain to shut down. So carbohydrates, energy, not bad, not the enemy. And carbs are so broad. Like, there's so many things. Like, people don't even realize that vegetables are actually a carbohydrate. But then there's two different types. There's simple and complex, which is what breaks down veggies from fruits to like potato, rice, spaghetti, bread, all those other things. So not even getting into those details. Those are carbohydrates. And then fats are everything else in between. So like peanut butter, avocado, peanuts. I said peanut butter because peanut butter is my favorite, but avocado, nuts, oils, those kind of things. And those are important too, because they help our body. All these cars, they help our body maintain its balance, basically. Helps our body absorb vitamins, helps our organs stay protected, and is also a second form of energy that the body will use for energy when the food is broken down. So those are macronutrients. The reason why they're important to know is because you need to be aware of what you're eating and at least have some idea of being able to hit those goals, like individual macros, so you can optimize your fat burning capability, basically. So first point was calories. Second, macronutrients. Third, kind of bundle these up is the diet, as most people refer to it, or just meal structure. What's the game plan when it comes to eating? So that's such a big topic. So I'm gonna try to break it down as quickly as I can on here. So in my experience and through my research, I've found that there's actually more than one diet or meal structure is what I'll call it, that will help you lose weight and burn fat successfully. But it comes down to your goal, one, two, or well, let me rephrase this part. These are the questions you should ask yourself before starting any diet that a coach may write up for you, that you might Google off the internet, that your doctor might give you. These are the things you should ask yourself. One, can I stick to it? Very important question. Because if it's something too unattainable that you will not be able to stick to, then you're probably not gonna stick to it and you won't see results. Two, is it valid? So like do your own research as well. Like find some studies or YouTube it, ask other trainers. Like if a trainer wrote it up for you and they seem pretty successful with their own body or whatever, you're most likely gonna take their word for it, and that's fine. But if you have any second questions or you want to just learn so you can help yourself more or help others, then definitely research and find out how valid it is. Is there studies about it? Is it safe? Does it work? These are all the questions you should ask yourself. I'll take some water now. This isn't part of the 5 things you need to know, but just know water is life. Such a beautiful day. Okay, so yeah. So is it valid? Can I sustain it? And third, I think this is one of the most important parts too. Is it enjoyable? Because you need to enjoy the process. If you're getting on a diet, what's the reason why you're getting on a diet? You're getting on a diet so you can lose weight, change your body, feel better, look better, right? So it doesn't make sense to torture yourself on a strict, restrictive meal plan diet that you're going to hate, because one, you're most likely not going to stick to it, and two, why would you want to stick to it if it's like making life so difficult? So those are the 3 main keys I'd ask myself when starting some type of diet meal plan. I don't recommend any specific one. Just find what works best for you. I mean, in my experience right now, I'm doing an intermittent fasting style with flexible dieting. So if you want to learn more about that, I'll make another video about that and my experience with it. There's actually my second tracked week where I'm actually tracking what I'm eating. But I guess it'd be my 4th week total, 4th or 5th week total. But yeah, intermittent fasting, basically skip breakfast and push my first meal out later throughout the day. And I eat 1 to 3 times a day. No, not 1. I eat 3 times a day usually, 4 max. Usually 2 smaller meals and a big meal. And it's worked great for me. I've lost 6 pounds in 3 weeks, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, if you guys want to see more on that, just leave a comment, message me, connect with me on Instagram. Okay, so we talked about calories, macronutrients, the diet. Okay, now we'll go into the exercise portion. And as you guys can tell, I'm gonna try to shorten the video, but there's just a lot to discuss when it comes down to losing weight. Like I could go on for days. So number 4, we're gonna talk about cardio. So cardio is also another topic that I've noticed in the fitness industry with clients. Like it's also very what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say misinterpreted, but it's just there's so much information on it that some people get confused. I know I've gotten confused on it because there's really 3 types of cardio. There's slow, low intensity, like the one I'm doing right now, like I'm just walking, and this is cardio. There's moderate intensity, which is your typical jogging, running. like going for a mile, 2, 3 miles, 4 miles. And then there's high intensity interval training. High intensity. So which one is the best one? Well, honestly, just the first and third one. The second one is the worst one. So low intensity, like how I'm doing, and high intensity are the best forms of cardio you can do. Anything in between is not a good idea. I'm not gonna go into depth on cardio, but what I will say about it is something necessary, but just know it's a tool used to help you get into a caloric deficit. So you're not burning fat because you're actually doing cardio. You're burning fat because your nutrition is in check and you're doing some cardio to help you. So just keep that in mind. Because a lot of times I've heard where people be like, oh, I'm running 4 miles a day, and that's my key to, that's just a random number, that's my key to losing weight. Or that's how I've, oops, oh no. Oh, dropped my water bottle. And that's how I've lost a lot of weight, blah, blah, blah. Sure, it helped, but the reason why you really lost all that weight is because you were eating less, or because you burned so many calories and you didn't eat enough. So it goes back to that typical marathon runner versus sprinter kind of thing too. But ideally you want to do low intensity cardio or high intensity interval training. Fifth key you need to know is resistance training. So I've heard it a lot of times where people will tell me, I just want to burn fat, lose some weight, and then afterwards I'll tone up. So that's probably the biggest misconception. Oh, misconception was the word I was looking for earlier, that I've heard. Because, and I explain to people all the time, you actually can do both at the same time, and you should do both at the same time. And there's many reasons for that. First off, you don't want to lose weight and then have your body look all deflated, like loose skin and everything. Because one, you're not gonna look as good as you wanted to, and two, it's gonna take you a lot longer time to lose the weight and then build yourself back up with muscles. So you wanna do it together, same time. So resistance training, I recommend, and resistance training, for those that don't know, is basically anything with body weight training. So doing push-ups, pull-ups, using bands, resistance bands, using dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, all that is resistance training. So even machines, but that'll be another topic on why I don't recommend machines like ever. Yeah, resistance training I recommend for most people. No more than 3 times a week is fine, even 2 times a week, but I think 3 times is the best. Just because most people don't have the time to be in the gym all the time. And I've actually found out that you really don't need to work out that much. I mean, unless you become a fitness addict and just fall in love with the gym, then yeah, it's a great escape and fun place to be at. That's why sometimes I can't stay out the gym. But it's definitely not necessary to train more than 3 times a week. So, and I'm specifically talking about resistance training. Cardio, like this kind of cardio, every day is fine. So yeah, those are the 5 things. Calories, what are they? Why do you need to know them? Macronutrients, what are they and why do you need to know them? 3, the diet, what kind of diet do you need? 4, cardio, and 5, resistance training. Those are 5 things you need to know in order to get the best results you can, and stick to it and help others, because I think that's a big key. Is like, once we learn something, once we grow into something, spread it and share the knowledge, and that's powerful. And 1/6 thing that I'll throw into this is realize that it's gonna take lifestyle changes, habits. So be patient. Like, don't assume this is a journey that's gonna take only a couple weeks, a month. I mean, like for me, when I lost my first 30 pounds, it took me 5 months, and I was with a huge learning curve. So just be aware of that, be patient, make it a lifestyle change, stick to it, do the diligent work on the 5 topics I went over. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, click like, subscribe, comment, and I'll be making more videos like this, so stay tuned, YouTube. Bless up.